Hi, welcome to another Hobby Tech video. In this video we're going to show you how to add sound files to the MP3 player module SD card. So if you've got one of these, and as long as you've got one of these, then you can add any sound you want to any of your models. You'll also need a couple of other items. You'll need an SD card or micro SD card holder, and if you haven't got a micro or an SD card slot on your computer, then you'll probably need something like this sort of adapter. On my computer I have an SD card slot, so in my case I'll be using this adapter, and I fit the card into the adapter and then I fit it into the slot on the computer. When you plug your card in, a wizard will pop up. This will allow you to explore any of the files that are on your SD card. So if you click Open Folder to view files, at the moment this card's empty. If you download some sounds in MP3 format, you can then simply locate them on your computer and drag them straight across. This is now on the SD card. It's now ready to play. If you close the window, and always remember to go down to the bottom of your computer and click Remove Hardware, eject your SD card, and then simply put it straight into your MP3 unit, the sound will then play as soon as the power is applied. In a minute we will take you through editing sounds. Okay, here's those sound files that you've just seen. Now I want to use this Evening Standard 1 file for my little figure. But if you have a listen to it, it's not quite loud enough. So what I'm going to need to do is actually improve the volume. On the internet you can find a number of free audio editors, mixers and other kinds of software which can add effects to your MP3 files. In this case I'm going to use one called Audacity, which is one of the ones we've found which is pretty good. It's free and you don't have to part with any credit card details or anything. So when it loads up you'll be shown this screen. Just click OK, click File, click Open, and then locate your file on your computer. Open your file and up will pop the sounds. Now as you can see, this is in stereo. There's two files here, the left channel and the right channel. If you wanted to, you could use your MP3 player to actually do two different sounds through two different speakers, simply by adding one sound file in the top and one sound file in the bottom. In this case we're going to use the stereo. The first thing we're going to need to do to this is increase the volume. Now on the side here there's two controls. This one here is for the volume and this one here is for the left and right channel. So let's say you wanted to just edit one channel only and the other channel was of no use to you, you could simply slide this over, and what it would do is it would remove the left channel, or rather play the left channel and remove the right. In our case we want to increase the volume, so I'm going to slide the volume up, and then I'm going to use the play buttons at the top to make sure that it's the right volume I want. As you can see, it's a lot louder. The next thing I need to do now is to export it. So we click File and Export. Now it'll automatically go to its own folder, but in our case what we want to do is put it back where the original one was. So I'm going to go back and find the sound file. Now this also is in WAV format. So WAV format is very useful, and your MP3 player will actually play it. And we'll keep it in that format so we don't have to add any plugins. So we can save it straight away. It'll also save data for this track as well should you want to, but we're not really bothered about that, so we'll click OK. Once it's saved the file, if you close this down, we don't want to save any changes, and then you go in and look at your WAV file, you'll find this is now a lot louder. And again, we can just simply drag this straight onto our SD card, put it in our module, and then when we apply power it'll play. But it's a not very long file, so we'll only get one call. So what I'm going to do now is, I want to put a number of calls in. So I use another program called Mixpad. Now again, this is a free program you can download from the internet, and there are other versions available. When you load it up, you will see that you have lots of tracks available to use. So the first thing we want to do is insert our file. So we go to load, we open up our louder file, and we click open. And there it is. Now we can grab hold of this and we can move it around within its place on track 1. Now if I want to, I can now add, by clicking track 2, another copy of it. And again I can move it around. If I put the two together, our caller will call twice. Down the bottom of the program, there's a series of play buttons which will allow you to play what you've actually made. And as you can see, the marker bar is running through the sound files. So here we have two sound files added together. Now this is great, but I could do with a bit of background noise in there as well of the city. So again, I've got more lines available. Go to load a file, and here's some I've got earlier. And here's an ambience file now loaded. And again, with this ambience file, you can control how loud it is and whereabout it is. So if this isn't loud enough, you can always put it in your MP3 editor, make it louder, you can cut it, make it shorter, and you can add it to the two files you've got. Now I'm going to move our evening caller along a bit, so that there's a bit of a gap between his call. And if I play this now, you'll hear all three tracks mixed together. It's sounding much more like a busy city. Now if this is exactly what you want at this point, you can now simply go to export your mix, pick a place where you want to put it, which again we want to put it into our folder so we don't lose it. So we find our folder and we save it. A little message will come up to say you've fully exported it and it works, and give you a couple of options. And if you click play with the default media player should come up and you'll hear your sound file. And it's as simple as that. You can now save this as a project by simply going to File, Save Project Name, or discard it. In this case we're going to discard it. It'll then try to take you off to its own website. Obviously we don't want that. One thing I should point out at this point is, where do you get sound files from? Well, if we go to the internet and have a look, you can find companies or services that allow you to download free sounds for your own personal use. Here's one. This is called soundbible.com. They're all in MP3 format already, and they're all ready to go. You can simply download them, stick them on your SD card and play them just by adding power to your MP3 player. Another one is freesounds.org. Now I've found quite a few fairground sounds on this site. There's also gunshot sounds and many other different things, and you simply go onto the icon, click onto it, it'll play, and then it'll allow you to download it, so you can pre-listen to it before you start. Here's the caller we started with at the beginning. Now I'm going to add her to one of these Metcalf kiosks, obviously to give a bit more life. So if we simply zoom in now and I press the sound file, we'll start the sound file. You could imagine a busy street that this vendor might be on. And this is simply how you can add great sounds to your layout for not a lot of money. Thank you for watching.